Oh, I don't know. You know what? Sorry, ignore me.
Ignore you?
Yeah, just start again. Sorry, I apologise.
I try very hard to ignore
No, I'm
you.
sorry. Right, start again. Right, so we're here at Robin Hood today. Which camera shall I go to? Thank you for crashing our meeting. Oh, sorry, let's do that again. Can we hear you in the background, or have you just ruined it?
No, you can hear it.
Oh, right, okay, we'll cut that bit.
So, what are we doing today then?
Well, we're visiting our new studio at RHR.
It's not actually our studio. We got borrowed it.
For the purposes of this video, this is our new studio. Welcome.
Hey!
Thank you to James Halliwell for letting us in again. It's very nice, isn't it?
It's very interesting. He's not even here today.
I know. He's at the National doing proper racing.
Yeah. Good luck, James.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah, we're here for Manta Race.
I'm assuming there's going to be Manta Rays.
Manta Rays.
And racing.
And racing. Together. Fusion.
So we're actually like stealing someone else's track day, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. We're at the Tamiya Junkies meeting. But that's all right. Mark's going to help us and sort of be nice.
Mark said we could steal the track for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, should we just crack on? Should we talk to some of the guys?
Yeah, we talk to people. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to talk to them.
Oh.
I'm going to sit over there behind the cameras and push buttons.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You can talk to them.
Oh, that's the bad idea.
That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Manta Race!
Hey, Manta Race! Manta Race!
So, we've got Jack.
Jack.
Steve, his dad.
Hi.
Yeah. So, you know you're the reason that I got a Manta Ray again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I
So,
am.
this is the kid that was running the Manta Ray at the Model Sport meeting and absolutely thrashing it, weren't you?
Yes.
And I came over to come and talk to your dad and you
Yeah.
to see what magic was under the body shell. And it
Yes.
turned out there was not very much magic at all.
No.
So, nice standard Manta Ray. So that's why I
It's
got
nice
one.
and standard.
Yeah.
Like
So-
it should be.
Like it should be. Interesting. Yeah. And this is yours one, isn't it?
Yeah. That's
Right,
mine.
okay. So you tell me about your Manta Ray. How come you were running this Manta Ray?
Because I didn't have any other cars to run. So I was just running it
Okay.
and it worked.
And you borrowed it from Julian Jessup?
Yes.
Yeah?
Borrowed.
Borrowed. When you say, but does that mean it's yours now?
No, it still is, but
Well, why don't we
it
ask
lives
him
in
now?
my house.
Yeah, it's in a safe place, Julian, by the way. You haven't lost it, like, just yet, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
And you really enjoyed driving
I left
it?
my antenna at home, sadly. My green antenna.
Oh, yeah, you did have an antenna, didn't you there? Yeah. So,
Never mind.
we're going to do a race now, and it's your fault we're
Yes.
doing that as well.
Yes.
And how do you think you're going to do?
I think I'm going to do good.
Yeah? What's good means? You're going to smash me?
Hopefully.
Oh, what do you think, Dad?
Well, he has got quite a good technique for not driving for so long, about 18 months up to press. And basically how it come about for this Manta Ray, I'd entered myself quite selfishly and forgot about Jack for the 50th Model Sport anniversary. And I messaged said people that were involved in organising that meeting to see if I could get Jack in, which they kindly put him on the reserve list. But
Was that PK?
Yes, that was PK.
yes. But unfortunately, Jack didn't have a car. So Julian, my good friend, kindly said to me, "Jack can run this Manta Ray, but don't expect much out of it." And then
Well, he said that.
I forwarded that on to Jack, as he's only ever ran modern cars. And fortunately, and this is why this has all came about now, Jack drove the car to death, thrashed it to death,
And drove 3 wheels off of it.
and drove 3 wheels off of it
Literally.
at the time. So, and that's how this is all came about, but all we did was chuck some electrics in it, a set of tyres, and it went down on the track.
Yeah, should we have a look? We'll put it there, we got another camera here.
And it's probably, I think it had been in Julian's shed for about 10 years, 15 years maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
So, and that's basically the story of how this became about for Jack to race, really.
Yeah. It's cool, and it made me go and get one and relive my childhood, so that was fun.
Yeah, because I understand it was your first RC car.
My first car, and I did not know you could actually run one without, you know, changing lots of bits.
Yeah.
And you can, and it's great fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think these people that design these, such as Tamiya and other manufacturers, they don't spend thousands of pounds on research and development for you not to be able to go out and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And for it to perform to an extent.
You say that. When I was a kid and I had one, I smashed it to pieces every single race. So, but I don't think Tamiya were banking on me driving it back then. Yeah. But Jack's a bit more sensible than I was.
Yeah.
I know. So, actually, Jack's quite a handy driver, actually. I was watching him last week at the Robin Hood Club Day, running his four-wheel drive. And I think...
And Matu.
Yeah, but I was watching your four-wheel drive because I was marshalling you.
Matu wasn't very good.
Well, let's
talk about
that.
that.
We don't talk about.
Just talk about the good side.
Yeah, the good one. Yeah, where did you finish? Fourth, yeah.
From 6th.
Yeah, and I think you were up to like 2nd or something at one point.
Yeah, second at one point.
Yeah, I should have been marshalling, shouldn't I really, and watching the race.
Instead of shouting, go on, Jack.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I do like shouting.
Yeah.
So, right, we're going to do this Manta race, and you're going to win apparently.
Well, I don't know. Maybe, hopefully.
Well, you were a lot more confident than that earlier.
I know.
We'll see. When he gets his transmitter in his hand, confidence arrives.
Where is it?
Manta Race!
Manta Race! Manta Race! Yeah!
Manta Race!
So we've got Mark here from Tamiya Junkies.
Hi.
Thank you for letting us crash your meeting.
No, you're welcome.
And play with some Manta Rays. So how long have you had Tamiyas?
Oh, since I was a kid really, but I suppose about last 20 years I've sort of got really back into them, and obviously it last certainly 10 years I've sort of built up a reasonable collection. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's getting a bit of an obsession, but but yeah, I enjoy them, so it's
Okay, that's good. Tell me about, this is the one you're racing, well, you're playing with us today.
Yeah, racing might be using it as a bit of an extra thing. Got this at Christmas, mainly because lad had got a Manta Ray at Topforce, sorry. So I decided to get one up on him and get the Evo. So just because it looked a little bit more blingy and a bit more special. In my hands, not so much, but yeah, I like the look of it. So yeah, I look forward to having a run today. And getting a bit of video and everything of me losing. But yeah,
it'd just be a friendly race.
Yeah, I'm good with friendly. 380 motor's about my speed, so this has got a 21 in. So yes, it may be broken by the end of the day. It's in my hands. But yeah, I'm more of a collector than I am a racer.
Oh well, we'll see how you go.
Yes.
Right. So Mark.
Yes.
I've decided you're a Tamiya expert.
Okay, I'm glad you have.
So you're going to give us a very brief overview of the differences between these 4 cars we've got.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with the Manta Ray. We agreed this is a Manta Ray.
Yes, it's the iconic Manta Ray. It's in a race bred form, as it shows. So this is sort of the scale. So obviously you got a little bit more plastic. That's all. But you've got turnbuckles and you haven't got the adjustability that you've got on obviously the more upmarket cars. But I think that's sort of what makes it so much fun, that you've got less adjustability. It is you run it as it is.
That's the Manta
You've got
Ray.
no advantage of toe and obviously camber and everything else that you can adjust on the other cars. So yeah.
Right. So what came next?
So Topforce, in its sort of normal incarnation.
Okay.
So this is a fairly stock one, from what I can see. No major modifications apart from I think the shocks aren't the stock ones. There may be the Evo ones on there.
Oh, are they? So they're high caps.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think they're sort of a little bit smoother compared to the CVAs that they traditionally come with, I believe.
So the Topforce came with similar shocks to the Manta Ray?
I've not, like I say, this obviously I've not had a Topforce itself.
Okay.
I went straight to the Evo. Lad's got a box stock Topforce, so
I feel like they came with similar shocks, but they were black or something.
yeah, they just didn't look quite as nice and polished as these are. And like I say, I don't think they're quite as smooth, but that's probably more down to O-rings and things like that.
Yeah. Okay. So then the Evo, so that's a different car to that one.
Pretty much. I think you've got a little bit more carbon around the
Because the Topforce was fiberglass.
Yeah. So and I know the sort of braces have got extra bracing pieces in. The design's slightly different, a little bit more stronger. And yeah, just obviously like I say, an evolution of the Topforce. A little bit more track focused, I suppose, in the right hands.
Okay.
Not mine.
All right. So what's this?
I've no idea. It is a very it's a very modified piece of kit. Very nice piece of kit.
Oh, it's a beauty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shall we show them? Let us do this. That's nice.
Yeah.
So that's an LBRC Manta Ray.
Yeah.
Now, I call it a Jamie Booth edition.
Yes,
Because I reckon that's the point of it, isn't it? To be recreating what Jamie and the team were running back in the 90s.
They took lots of photos of the original car, and obviously they've made modifications of everything pretty much. Drive shafts have been manufactured, obviously arms, everything is
It's
just
fancy,
sort of as
isn't
it
it?
were. So
Very
it is
fancy.
very, very, very nice. And obviously having seen it on the track, it drives nice too.
So which is your favourite out of all of them?
Sort of looks wise, that looks the daddy.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, I'm sort of, I'd probably be more obliged to drive the Manta Ray. Just,
Correct answer. The Manta Ray is the best.
Just sort of, I like the simplicity of them. I mean, that's what Tamiya is sort of are all about. It's fun. Obviously, it's not necessarily having the most expensive car. You can have just as much fun with that, or more fun, I think. And racing's closer because like I say, you haven't
Going a bit
got
slower.
Yeah.
The way I drive it is going quite slow. So how many Manta Rays are you going to be putting on the track later on for Manta Race?
Well, I've seen quite a few in there, obviously between Topforces and Manta Ray. So hopefully we've sort of got at least a dozen or so out there. So get some photos and videos of that. That'd be good to see.
Right. Should we just go and do that now?
Yeah.
Right. Let's go and do it now.
It broke. Again. Everyone pretend they don't know Rob Fox.
This is very shiny, isn't it?
Very shiny.
What is it?
LBRC Jamie Booth edition Manta Ray.
Oh, I recognise that name as well.
You know who Jamie Booth is, don't you?
The one person that I remember from my youth
Very-
racing into cars.
Very famous.
Yeah.
Racer. It's good, isn't it?
So this is a Manta Ray.
Manta Ray, yeah. So I think what we're doing is we're going to have a lead in,
Yeah.
We're going to have Wayne, one of the team drivers.
Wayne, who you did over at Workshop. Mitch did over.
Yeah, Mitch's fault. We're going to
All
have...
your fault, Mitch.
Yeah, it is. We're going to have them in, and they're going to dispel some myths, I think, about the car. That'll be nice, won't it?
It will be very nice, actually.
Yeah.
Well, stop talking to me then. Go talk to them.
Okay, let's do that.
Manta Race!
So we've got Wayne Ash here. He's a LBRC team driver. Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Even got his Jamie Booth models.
Absolutely, yep.
He's fully boothed.
Yeah, for your motors and batteries.
Yeah. Did you get him paid for that?
Oh, yeah, I will be. Well, I better be.
Right. Okay, so I know you.
Yes.
But so you tell me how come you ended up running LBRC cars?
Well, initially I used to run a Cat 2000 and I was doing okay with it, but I was probably at the time starting to fall out of love with RC a little bit. I was doing all the prep work for Mitch and I don't know.
We don't talk about Mitch.
We don't talk about, no, Mitch took me out. We don't talk about Mitch. But yeah, it got to a point where I was probably at a bit of a low point with my racing. I knew Jamie and Lee. So Lee asked me if I'd be interested in one of his cars. So we started with the Manta Ray, and before that was finished, I'd got an Astute on order, and the rest is history really. I've had all my best results with a LBRC car.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you said something interesting earlier. So I think of this. I sort of think of Manta Ray, Topforce, then eventually we get to this. But actually, you pointed out that isn't the case at all.
No, because initially Jamie's car after the Aggress, I believe, was a Manta Ray, which was where all the modifications came from, which then turned into the Topforce and then obviously the Evolution version.
Right. So you're saying what this really is this is sort of a reproduction of what Jamie was running?
Yeah.
Or as close to...
As close to it as you possibly can. Obviously we have got the big bore shocks, which some people don't like, but at the end of the day, the geometry, the chassis and everything else is as Jamie would have run it back when I think he won the Nationals with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't actually racing then, but yeah, I remember Jamie from back then.
Yeah.
In the magazines and stuff. So.
Yeah. So great car, but obviously I said earlier about the Cat 2000. So when you come to a Manta Ray and it's shaft driven, everything changes. You have to change your driving style. No slipper clutch either.
No.
So everything is very, very direct. But once you get used to that, very good car to drive.
I think I've driven one of these. Jamie let me run his at the VMR race.
Yes.
And he had to go in my X4.
Yeah.
Which he didn't understand. He didn't understand
Nobody does.
how it understeers so much but still goes round corners really nicely. But anyway, I drove this and it drove really nice. I think if I don't think you can do it, but if you could fit a slipper clutch to this car, God, it would be you could really hammer it then.
You could, yeah. I mean, we've generally run a one-way roller in high grip situations just to take a little bit of load off the transmissions. But as we found at Silverstone at the Phil Booth GP, it really did take its toll on these cars because it's just the drive, the grip.
It's still got a lot of limitations, but that's of course it has because it's a car from the early 90s.
The only good thing is with modern speedos you can just dull down the bottom end a little bit and just make it smoother. But having said that, we all know Mr. Broadhurst is a bit of a throttle jammer and it holds up for him. So yeah, I mean, good cars, very good cars, and
Brilliant.
As I said, I've had my best results with both the 2 and 4-wheel drive cars. They just seem to suit me.
Cool. So how do you think you're going to do in Manta Race? Think you're going to win it?
Yeah, I'm going to pass you this time.
Yeah?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Without Mitch's help, it's just going to be
Mitch isn't here to help,
clean pass.
Yeah. Well, I suppose we'll see, won't we?
Oh, yes.
Excellent.
Manta Race.
Okay, so Lee Broadhurst here. Hi, Lee.
How we doing, Rob? You all right?
I'm all right.
Good man.
So LBRC is
Yeah.
Lee Broadhurst RC. He is the man.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, even he says he's the man.
Well, you try to be.
Yeah,
You know.
try to. So, what I thought I'd ask you is all about this car.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Well, originally, I mean, one of my go-to places in early 90s was Mansfield Leisure Centre. We all, at the time I raced for Phil Booth, and I had like special cats that he used to build me and stuff, and then a certain Jamie Booth turned up with an off-road one of these, got lifting wheels on carpet and everything, and thrashed us all.
Yeah.
So like...
To be fair, Jamie probably would have thrashed you all in a cardboard box.
He is special, isn't he? Yeah,
He is a bit special.
Yeah. So I decided to get a Manta Ray lamp,
Okay.
and basically did a few mods to that along the run what they did. But obviously at the time Jamie's car weren't available because Tamiya had made it for him.
Yeah.
I think the general perception is of the long wheelbase Manta Ray is Jamie had modified it, and he hadn't. Actually, Tamiya had built it for him,
Yeah.
and shipped it through Colin Spinner. So, you know, we did a few alterations back in the day,
Yeah.
and
I'm crackling, sorry.
yeah, and that's how it came about, really.
So basically what we're saying is, because you know what I've told you about this car, I think anyway.
Yeah.
I think you've got a PR problem with it.
Yeah.
I think people think that this is like a completely fictional car like some others that we won't mention right now.
Yes, correct, yeah.
But actually what it is a pretty faithful reproduction.
It is,
of his
yes.
car that what did he win with it in the 90s?
He won the 1991 British Off-Road Championship.
Okay. So obviously we didn't run lipo and brushless back then.
No.
Brushless you can't do much about because there's no slipper clutch.
Yep.
And lipo, you know, that is where the battery used to go on a Manta Ray. Obviously it was just a bit wider, weren't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, why don't you talk us through some of the stuff that was done then, which you've reproduced,
Okay.
that you think obviously raises this above a standard Manta Ray? Because my Manta Ray and this car are very different, but they would have been in 90s.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah. So go on, just give us a brief overview of some bits and pieces. I'll do pointing to this camera while you do talk.
Originally, the standard Manta Ray had a tub chassis.
Yep.
And then the RW chassis came out,
Okay.
which was slightly longer.
Yep.
It was actually the same dimensions as a Topforce, which didn't exist at the time.
Yep.
And many people put the RW chassis, the carbon prop, and they worked on that. Jamie's car was slightly longer.
Yep.
So what Tamiya did, they did the dog bone top deck, as this is exactly the same as Jamie's.
Yep.
And they used the egress long gearbox
yeah,
prop,
that
so it's
pokes
all
out way
Tamiya
further,
parts.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
And obviously a longer chassis, which
Yep.
gave the dimensional change of that car to a standard Manta Ray.
Okay.
It is slightly longer than a Topforce Evo,
Okay.
than a Topforce, but you know, geometry-wise, it's the same, apart from the length. We run Delrian wishbones, as was used back in the day,
Yep.
on the factory car.
So just to cover that, right? So now we prototype bits with 3D printing,
Yeah,
right? Back then they prototype bits with Delrin.
correct.
The difference is you could use Delrin.
Correct, yeah.
Whereas a lot of 3D printed, not all 3D printed parts, but a lot of 3D printed parts, if you try and run them for any length of time, they're just
break.
not strong enough.
That's right, yeah.
So that's why you've got Delrin wishbones on, because that is what was run back then by Jamie. We're not talking about by little Rob who went to the
Yeah, I
model
know.
shop and bought one.
Yeah,
We're
exactly
talking
right.
about a
yeah.
proper race car.
Yeah, that's it. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the mods that we did on them back in the day also is at the back.
Oh yeah.
What we used today, we've got aluminium. What we used to have back in the day, we used to have carbon sheet with holes in
Yeah.
to adjust the towing and everything.
Yeah, toe
But
and
obviously,
anti-squat.
I've actually tried that when I rebuilt these cars 7 years ago. I actually tried that on a modern track and they kept breaking.
Right, okay.
So I had a guy make them out of aluminium.
So you've just made them a bit stronger?
Yeah, that's it.
Because you haven't got, I notice, we don't have adjustable inserts, do we? I don't think. Are the pills adjustable?
They are, yes.
All right, okay.
Yeah, so how we used to have different width carbon,
Did you put different plate on?
yeah. We just alter the
Simplified
pills.
that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it keeps it nice and strong. Yeah, it is what it is really. I mean, the Manta Ray ran gear diffs originally.
Yep.
This has got gear diffs. The Topforce came out with ball diffs. But today's ball diffs in the Re kit can't stand. They just keep coming undone.
Right, okay.
And destruction. I've tried to run ball diffs in it. The car is actually faster with ball diffs,
Okay.
but you cannot get it to under 5 minutes.
Right, fair enough.
So, you know.
And so I can see, what's this wheel speed bit? 'Cause
Right.
that does look like a Tamiya bit, but it's wheel speed. Is that Mark?
Yeah.
Who did those for you?
Yeah,
Hi
but-
Mark, friend of the channel.
Yeah, basically it's the same geometry steering, but instead of being black plastic, it's aluminium.
Yeah.
Everything on the car's basically strengthened to keep within modern circuits.
Yeah.
Like at Robin Hood Raceway, it can be quite aggressive on old cars, depending what track layout. And it's quite simple. Some of the Re cars, the plastics are very soft. They just don't last.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that's important because I think we're entering a stage of vintage racing where
Yeah.
we're all like, we're taking it seriously, we're having fun, but
Yeah.
we're taking it seriously. But I think a lot of people are going a bit too far. Now, arguably, a lot of people think this is too far, but actually, we're using the same geometry.
Or factually.
Or
It's
factually,
correct.
yeah. I know, exactly. This is why I think you've
Yeah.
got a PR problem. Right.
Do you want a job?
This is pretty much how Jamie ran it, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to run a car like, you know, we're getting a Masami edition, we're getting Kinwald editions of
Yep.
cars. This is Jamie Booth's edition of
Yeah.
Manta Ray. So yeah, of course it's very different to a Manta Ray. Is it still a Manta Ray? Yeah, it's just a very advanced one. So, and I've driven one, you know.
Yeah.
I drove one at your VMR race at Bury,
Yeah.
where I won it.
Yeah.
on the double X4.
Yeah, you drove well. Best drive I've ever seen you do that.
Oh, because all the rest were rubbish.
No, you deserved it. Drove really, really well.
And the Manta Ray drove really nice.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was super cool car. I mean, it's not a loss, so I'm not that interested. But
You just have to drive them in a different way because of no slipper clutch.
yeah, that's exactly what we just spoke about.
Yeah,
that's your main limitation.
That's the Achilles heel of this car, no slipper. But,
That's a good thing.
well, I don't want to put a slipper in. We could get one in,
Yeah.
but I don't want to because that never happened.
Agreed.
And to me, that takes it completely away from where it should be.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And, you know, when we're racing these vintage races, you want your car to have some character.
Well, I mean, Jamie's car originally, he ran, this is a story, he ran a YZ10 body shell on.
Oh, yeah.
So then he went to Japan to race and pulls his car at a YZ10 body shell on, and the Tamiya people went mad. Because basically, you cannot run your car with that body shell on, what are you doing? So they rushed back to the factory and brought him a Madcap body. And in the pictures online of Jamie's car with the Union jacking in yellow,
Yeah.
it's actually a Madcap body that's on the car. So it's two-wheel drive body shell. And that's how he ran it in the British Championship. This body shell was used by Tamiya. It fits on mids as well.
Okay.
Because it's a Palmer Tomcat.
Yes, Palmer beautiful shell.
But in period in 1990, end of 92, 93, Tamiya had a prototype 411X four-wheel drive car. It were a belt drive. If you see one, it's like an Optima Mid.
Oh, right, okay. I didn't know that.
And they actually use this body.
Ah,
So
okay.
that's why
Yeah, so there's
I
a
use
connection,
this
yeah.
body.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, look, I'm not that bothered about what body you use. I think that's a really nice looking body. I don't think the body makes it not right or wrong.
No.
Personally, and the Palmer Tomcat, I had a ZXR and I must have had a Palmer Tomcat on it because it's the best looking one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Brilliant. Right, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
So, we had Wayne in earlier,
Yep.
and he said he was going to win the Manta race.
Well, we his car's gone this morning. He might do. Because I've drove his car and the tyres he's got on.
So, are you making excuses already?
No, I'm going to try and kick his arse, but you know.
So that's the aim, is it? Aim for Wayne.
Well, he's a man on form at the minute.
He is.
I'm ever so proud of him because he's come on a lot since driving the Tamiya cars, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Everybody's noticed it. He's a cool guy and he helps unbelievable, you won't believe it.
Yeah, I bet. Well, he keeps Mitch running, doesn't he, as well?
Well, Mitch would be nowhere without it.
No, I agree.
I mean,
absolutely nowhere.
you see Mitch building the car and then it's like, oh, when's it going to Wayne then to be properly finished?
So he can...
So yeah, and that's the truth.
That is the truth. Yeah.
You go to Wayne's house and it's full of Mitch's cars. It's like, oh yeah, here we go. So yeah, but yeah, he's great, and yeah, it's going to be hard to beat.
It's going to be hard to beat, but I suppose we'll find out later.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we just got to frighten him into a bit of mistakes.
Yeah, let's put him off.
Yeah, pressure.
Right.
Can he handle it?
Let's find out
Yeah,
soon.
definitely.
So we actually ended up having two Manta races. We had one like proper race, 5 laps I believe.
Lee,
And Lee was the champion, he was victorious.
well done, Lee.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you very much.
With 2 prizes of ice cream Mars, and he gets to punch Rob in the face.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll save that till later.
Okay.
I don't want to do it on camera because I might get accused of something else.
No. It's all legit. And then we had a knockout race, and Luke won that.
Well done,
also,
Luke.
Well done,
an ice
mate.
cream
Well done.
Mars. And
The honour
please
punch.
take your punch of Rob now. Please,
Yes,
just
go
do
on.
it.
Let's kick it.
Manta race. So we've got Adam Skelding here with his Topforce. Very experienced racer. Like I've raced a long time, but Adam's raced at a high level for a very long time. How long have you raced?
35 years. A lot of that has actually been at a low level, medium level,
Well, it's all relative.
occasional high level.
It's not relative to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So what I thought we'd cover in this bit is, because we know what we're doing, sort of. Yeah. How much we've still broken.
Yeah, we still break lots. So, where do you want to start? So, gears, obviously.
Yeah.
Shock tower mount.
Yeah.
Front gearbox casing. Shock tower. What else? Wing mount. That's always
Wing mount. Oh, you broke a wing mount. That's
Wing
new. That's
mount.
good.
The best bit is this is all today, yeah?
No, this wasn't today. No, no, only some. Drag link. Yeah, gears. Gears are the main thing.
Okay. What did you break at the model sport race? Because we talked about that in a previous video.
That was gears.
That was gears.
Yeah, that was idle gear. But still drove, and I think still got like an 8th in round.
Oh God, yeah, you were still going,
Yeah.
but it sounded horrific.
Sounded horrific, but it was active traction control.
Oh yeah.
You skip it every now and again. Got a little bit of like pulse from the gearbox to edge it forward. But no, but still having so much fun. Way better than modern racing. Racing your old car, racing something that you ran. I'm trying to think when I ran this, like 92.
And you ran a Topforce back then.
This is the Topforce.
Oh, that's the Topforce.
Well, it was one of those.
Yeah.
Started off as a Manta Ray, gradually got racecraft chassis.
Yeah. Can I?
Yeah,
Thank you.
so now it's got a racecraft chassis which has had the the nickel metal hydride cell cutouts removed.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's got a lot of hop ups on, but it's still got original arms on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a beauty, isn't it?
modified some old roll bars off another car and got them to fit because the Tamiya ones are rare, like unicorn tears to find. And expensive.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, unfortunately. So yeah, they're repurposed off an old Durango.
Ah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, it's good fun to keep them running.
Yeah.
And finding stuff to spend money on in Japan and places.
That's the thing, isn't it, with a car like this? It's a big part of the hobby of running a car like this is changing bits and pieces. And,
Yeah, finding new shiny bits, making it a little bit better.
yeah.
Very interesting tool set on the front.
Yeah, I may have been lap. So you won't have seen me for long in the race because I think that was lap 1, like corner 4 or 5, and it just decided to fall to bits. So
Yeah. But you would have won otherwise.
no.
But you had fun.
Yeah, it's been a good laugh.
Brilliant.
So thanks for organising it.
That's all right. Thank you for coming. I
Right.
like t-shirt.
Yeah, also from Japan.
Oh, a genuine one.
Genuine one.
Oh, genuine.
JDM t-shirt.
A JDM t-shirt.
And I got a grasshopper wool.
What a guy. Thank you.
All right, no problem.
Right.
Right, so we've got Wayne here. I've just had to go with his LBRC Jamie Booth edition. Manta Ray. Thank you very much for letting me have a go.
No problem, Rob. So, what did you think overall compared to your original Manta Ray? This is what Jamie was running back in the day, or as close to it as we could be. So, what's your overall impressions having driven it?
Well, so it was pretty cool driving a car that you know was the same spec as Jamie was running. Like, you know, that's like a Kinmold edition or a Masami edition, isn't it? So that's awesome. But this is kind of more personal because there's not as many of them.
No.
But handling wise, it was a lot better than my Manta Ray. But it's going to be. It's longer. It's got much nicer shocks. But it was not like driving a modern car. It was definitely a vintage car. It drove lovely, but against a modern car, it doesn't compare.
No.
But I think that's a really good thing because this proves even more that this is a lot more like that car that you're trying to reproduce.
Absolutely, and you know, obviously this is what Tamiya was looking to get out onto the market. But obviously something like this would have been very expensive back then.
God, yeah.
But it just shows at the time how they was willing to push forward and to be at the front of the 10 scale off-road.
Yeah,
and
proper
particularly
racing.
with the signing of Jamie.
Yeah.
You know, that was a big statement back then.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was really good. I would say if you've got a Manta Ray or you're into vintage racing and you want something a bit different, this is an extremely good option. It's beautiful. All the parts are beautiful. It drives really nice. I would give it a go. I've got a smile on my face.
absolutely. So, you know, you see us at any of the events, just come across and see me, Lee, Jamie or Chris and have a look at these cars and we'll help you the best we can.
Brilliant. Thank you, Wayne.
All right. No problem.
So, we've Manta raced.
Past tense.
Past tense.
Done and dusted.
Did you enjoy it?
It was a awesome day.
Awesome day.
Awesome day.
See
Well,
all the Manta Rays?
well, it was more hanging out with all the guys and talking to the guys.
Yeah.
Manta Rays, I'm still a bit, all the guys racing, though, they were right nice. Well, apart from one guy.
What guy?
You.
But you must be pleased I didn't win anything.
I highlighted my day, actually.
Yes, everyone's happy.
Yeah. But I think that's us done and dusted for now on the main body of Manta Ray coverage.
I think we've
content.
concluded the Manta Ray section. Yeah.
Condensed.
Yeah. Although,
Yeah.
it's not me.
Okay.
Although, I think we are going to have a much closer look at the really fancy Manta Rays in a separate video.
Yeah, that fancy video, fancy Manta Ray stuffs. So
Yeah.
stay tuned for that one.
So yeah, stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe. Something about a bell. Is it a bell?
Yeah, but we don't beg for those things, Rob.
I'm not begging, I'm just reminding.
They know how to use YouTube.
No, they don't, because they're watching us.
Yeah, they're like, how do I skip this?
Yeah, skip. Go away. Go away.
Anyway, we're done. Let's
we're
go
done.
home.
Right. Bye.
Anyway, like and subscribe.
What he said. Let's do one more.
Okay.